901 Shelby Drive, look alive.
Here we go. All the
What's this on?
notifications popping up. I love it, man. I love seeing that.
It
Like,
still
oh,
says
we outside.
26, even though I updated the title, y'all. I updated the title to say 27. There it goes. Now updated. I don't give a fuck. Even if you think I should, nigga.
He's like, I don't give
Give
up.
a-
I see that we got 44 new followers on TikTok.
Oh shit. Hey, no cap. Our shit kind of went up
You know why?
because we posted it.
Yeah.
We posted this shit.
I love it. I love it. Hey, man, we like the Jeffersons, baby. We slowly climbing to the top of the charts, baby.
Moving on up. All we had to do is figure out the formula. That's it.
I mean, literally, like you said, as long as you have whatever trending song is, just throw that on top of it. Oh, hold up, man. Let me see. What is it?
It's the reels that are getting
Kicking.
exposure.
Yeah, but you also see the I'm mad with the Chiefs. Oh Lord. So the Falcons season already not looking good. Who wants to steal a jersey? Me. My wife a clown.
She said what?
My wife funny. She talking about. So the Falcons season already not looking good. My wife's a Steelers fan.
Yeah, you're damn right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
6 is more than whatever the fuck y'all got, which is none.
He said, so the Falcons season already not looking good. Who wants Steelers jersey?
Well, I do. That's my guy.
Chef talking about he want one.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, he already Steelers fan.
Yeah. Rob, it's okay. We'll take you this season.
You ain't get shit.
Rob, we'll take you this season. Matter of fact, I will get you a terrible towel just for the one.
Now is not the time to switch to the Steelers. The Steelers on the rocks too. Y'all got Mitch Trubisky. At least we got fucking Mariota. You know, Mariota's slightly better than Trubisky. I mean, Trubisky is like y'all was just giving away money for no reason on that one. Yeah, they both trash. I know who got 2 quarterbacks are, and they just both trash. So
listen here.
Yeah, you got Mitch Trubisky.
Listen here.
I know. Look, Matt Ryan gone. Okay.
We got Trubisky, we got Mason Rudolph, and we got Dwayne Haskins.
I got 3.
I
forgot about Dwayne Haskins.
I need him to wake the flying flip up and take the job.
I think it's too late for him.
It is, you know.
He been sitting too long.
Ladies
and gentlemen, we are back. We are back with another one. We got some good conversation. Y'all know what we talked about last episode. At the end of last episode, we said we're gonna talk about this episode. Said we needed to talk about the education system and brokerage accounts.
I can say this, Rob. One of my friends, a good friend of mine from childhood friends, and PhD know this guy too. He called me and said, "Chef, where do I go? Because I saw the last episode. I need to get that, bro. I got $200 I can put towards it for me and he got 2 kids now." Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, Mr. Hightower, I am
wait. He got $200. Come on.
He said he was just saying, hey, he wanted to get it for his kids. So he was just like, he has a newborn that's like not even a year old. It's like,
you talking about a life insurance?
Yeah.
You got to specify. I thought you were talking about the episode. Like, you want to pay for the episode? Shit.
Last episode, he said he wants to, and literally, he did some homework, and dude, he meet with Liberty Mutual. I think next week.
Liberty Mutual. Liberty.
Liberty.
No, they might be a good one too. I don't know too much about Liberty, but life insurance is life insurance. As long as the whole life insurance, you be all right. So
so that's what I told him. I said, hey man, just do your research. You know, it's like getting a physical.
Yeah, it really. I mean, because
I wonder if we can get like someone to talk about insurance on here.
What, like an insurance expert, like an insurance agent?
No, life insurance. No, not health insurance.
I got a guy.
All right, well, hit him up. Let's see what he's talking about. Because I definitely, the I'm not the expert on life insurance. I just know what the fuck I did. So
Damn right.
you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling y'all from experience from my perspective. So if you want to hear from a fucking expert, by all fucking means. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't hurt
You said
to
what?
have an expert in a pocket to bounce
Yeah.
off of.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the ladies episode coming up next.
Well, we do have the ladies episode.
This
Woman Crush Wednesday coming up next week.
This week.
Is it this week? Oh shit, it is this week. My wife's talking about it is.
It's a moment to shine, baby.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, our topics today, we got some spicy shit to talk about too, but we got to talk about main topics are the education system and brokerage accounts. All right. So prepare for that. We got 8 minutes before we get started. We'll put this to the listeners' ears of the podcast. Y'all getting a pre-show glimpse, you know what I'm saying, at what we do. So appreciate y'all tuning in. And
music not too loud, is it?
No, the music is perfect.
Perfect.
Cause it's just quiet enough to where Facebook ain't gonna fuck with us.
Wait, I took literally, it's just like,
yeah, this is good. This is really good. And you know what I realized with Facebook and music, you kind of gotta talk over it.
Yeah.
Basically.
In order to avoid the copyright shit. Cause I'm sick of that shit. Man. Because what happens, if y'all don't know this, what happens when we go live and we're playing like pre-show music or whatever, what Facebook will do, we can continue to go like, so on our side, we'll be live, but y'all can't see us on the live. It'll kick y'all out.
They won't be able to see it until we're done recording.
Until we're done. It's almost like that versus battle with Music Soul Child. When they was kicking everybody out, and Anthony Hamilton, they kept kicking people out, like kicking, like the live kept ending, and then they had to restart it to get it back going. Oh yeah, so today, what's today? Monday? Shit, that means Woman Crush Wednesday.
You gonna have you
next episode.
You convince the old lady.
Yeah, let's see if she gonna come on. She probably won't, but just let her know.
Well, I might have a couple people that I can put on other than my wife too. So we shall see. But next episode 28. Yeah. Episode 28 will be the Woman Crush Wednesday episode, ladies and gentlemen. So stay tuned for that. Next episode is going to be Woman Crush Wednesday. And we got some hot topics that we talked about a couple weeks ago. Yeah. We're going to bring that back to the forefront. We have to talk about that again because it's such we need the woman's perspective on that one.
It's a killer.
You feel me? We need the woman's perspective.
Another topic that we need a woman's perspective on is what's going on in women's sports.
Oh my God. We're going to touch on that, but we're not going to dig into it.
We're not going to dig into it.
We're just going to sprinkle. We're just going to sprinkle.
We're going to hit them with the Salt Bay.
To know what their thoughts are.
Yeah, because the funny thing is, I see two different sides of it.
Yeah.
And it's not just from the LGBTQ plus community, it's from just women.
Yep.
And I'm like, why? Like, I didn't expect the two sides. So very surprised.
Shouts out to the boy Young Peyton. The Raiders are in the house. They got Devontae Adams. That boy had he damn near had a heart attack last week, man. He got Devontae Adams and Chandler Jones.
Here's the thing. The Raiders team used to be where players' careers go to die. And they're just now, I say over the last three, maybe 4 seasons.
That's where you want to be.
3 seasons. The last 3 seasons, Y'all have really been kind of taking off. The problem is every season y'all can get to the playoff. I just can't follow through. Ain't no
They got to the
finish.
playoffs this year and just fell short.
They do that every year. What you mean? Ain't just this year. You know, the Raiders are that team that's like, and it's Falcons in the lead to get back. That's what I want. Falcons to get Baker Mayfield. If we get Baker,
My boy, he look,
Good.
he gonna Baker gonna be like
They
Cool
hooped
Joe.
dying
I hang out at the strip clubs. I do everything.
listen, if we get Baker Mayfield, the problem is drunk driving wide receiver. If we get Baker Mayfield in Atlanta, boy, I'd be happy because I'm not happy with Marcus Mariota.
So if we do have any, you know what would be a topic to talk about, women? We having ladies in here right now?
Besides your boo thing.
Oh yeah.
I don't think so. Y'all hear my baby back there crying?
Hey, cut this shit short. It's time to get to work, my guy.
That's my baby girl.
Supervisor, she's like, hey, wrap it up.
She hungry. That's all it is. She gonna eat in a second. What's up?
She got some vocal cords, boy. She got some
Bruh,
Yeah.
that ain't nothing. That little girl right there. Whoo, I'm telling y'all, look, these pandemic babies.
They different.
I told you, Rob. I told you. I said it's gonna be a girl, and she gonna have you like this.
Now, I mean, she do, but these pandemic babies built different. Free Britney. What the
Hey, that's you know what? Real talk,
We're
dog.
not gonna talk about Britney
No.
because she free now.
But is she?
Yeah, she is. Look, I can't fight for you no more. I did my job. I ain't do nothing really, but
No, I ain't gonna lie. It seemed like she owns something to me. I'm just gonna put it out there.
why you think her dad was trying to goddamn? Hey, listen, you don't want to listen to me, but I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, she was doing the Whitney without the gravy bowl. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, who ain't in Hollywood?
Who ain't doped up?
Yeah.
I mean,
your ex that's pregnant by somebody now that ain't doped up. Billionaire Rihanna.
oh no, Rihanna be on that weed though. She be on that weed.
He's like,
We don't mention them.
we don't talk about we don't talk
We don't
about
talk about Riri. We don't say that name in these parts. We don't speak on her.
Yeah, we're over Rihanna.
Yeah,
Are we?
we don't speak on her.
Yeah.
She's
Oprah baby is ugly.
wow. Wow. Riri, listen.
No,
if you hearing this
I'm
podcast,
I'm kidding.
that is strictly PhD perspective. Because I pray that your I might have spilled the beans on that. I forgot she called me earlier the weekend. I won't supposed to say nothing. I pray that your child
It's lovely and
healthy. He'll follow her on all social media.
Facts, straight facts, and blocked her.
Hey, and blocked
How
her.
you gonna block Riri, bro?
Blocked Rihanna, man.
Cause I wonder if people do that and like notify Rihanna, like, or not, like somebody famous and like block them and be like, man, I blocked you. I can't fuck with you no more. I need you to stop hitting me up. And motherfucker be like, what are you talking about? But then you get a response and you're like, nah, I was just bullshit. I just want to
You know, it'd be real funny. It'd be really funny. And she's known to do it every now and then to hit on some fans, troll on some fans, and be like, oh, that's what we doing. That's what we doing now. That's what we doing.
Rihanna, listen to me. You troll on this?
I love it. Hey, I don't even need no music. I just want her to be like, PhD, it was a good run. It just didn't work out.
I want all the smoke.
That's all I want to say. And ASAP, come on here. Yeah, football pussy. Anyway, we gotta start the episode, man. Y'all ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's get it.
Hey, look, here we go.
Recording, baby.
Like that. Come on. Yeah, we going old back, Lil John.
This is like a mix between yay and
You know what I'm saying? Hey, check this out. I was a little late last Friday, but I'm back.
hey,
We're gonna make some
Brandon
little
said
changes here.
PhD and Drake gonna do a song together.
Damn.
As light skins, we gotta stick together.
Hey,
The hate is strong for
boy, say yes. I feel the hatred coming through the internet connection, Wi-Fi. I feel it. I feel it. Like the dark side is within you.
It's the
your boy,
negativity,
DJ Chef.
man.
Ladies and gentlemen. It's controversial
Monday.
Monday. How about that? Controversial Monday.
Yeah, it's Monday.
Controversial.
It's back to work for you guys.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we in this thing, baby. It's your boy DJ Chef, and I'm going to hand over. Big Rob, let's go, baby.
Yes, sir. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to an all-new episode of the Perfectly Balanced Podcast. We are just a panel of brown people having good conversations over here. I'm your host, Big Rob. Who else we got in the building?
It's your boy DJ Chef. I ain't even gonna say a goddamn thing about Stimmy. He froze.
Oh, Lord.
Uh-oh.
And it's me, Dr. Graves, no PhD.
PhD is frozen.
It's frozen. And
connection is lagging on
it's that Wi-Fi. That we there it is. Hold on. He back. Had to reset the modem. That's all that is.
All right. And it is me, KG, aka Dr. Graves, no PhD. We in this thing. It's definitely a controversial Monday. We're gonna start fresh with controversy because you know who we are. We drop bars.
Factual fucking information. That's what speaking on review gets you.
Yeah.
Oh shit. That's funny. That's hilarious. Anyway, listen, we gotta start off with some shit that happened in the sports world. There's a couple things that we gotta talk about in the sports world. We're gonna begin with next episode in mind. Okay. Next episode, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. We're gonna talk about it a little bit right now, but it's all for next episode for the Woman Crush Wednesdays. So make sure you're here March 23rd, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, because it's the Woman Crush Wednesday episode. We're gonna have a bunch of ladies on the podcast.
Bring your old lady with you. Tune in. Put your love. Sit next with your loved one. Let her chime in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that part.
This was for the ladies. This episode is for the ladies.
Rob,
my Petty Betty is coming out, and I gotta play this song before since we're gonna quick segment for your. Because your season is over already.
It ain't even started. Season already over. So is the Cowboys.
Oh wait, hold on.
Cowboys is done for.
Y'all can't sign a defensive player if y'all life depended on it.
So,
you know what? Hold on. I'm sorry.
I mean, we still got a good defensive line, but
I wasn't even gonna start off with football.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you this. I give Jerry Jones this. Y'all stole my number 2 receiver from Pittsburgh. Y'all got James Washington, and the boy can catch the goddamn ball.
mm-hmm.
So I give you that. But
well, since we're on the topic, since you're in the clapping mood, sorry. Since we're on the topic, we gotta talk about some major changes that happened in the Atlanta Falcons franchise today. It was good and bad. It was good for like 15 minutes, and then it just all went to shit. So first things first, this morning or this afternoon, Matt Ryan of the Atlanta Falcons was traded to the Colts.
Oh yeah,
Traded to the Colts. We traded him for a 3rd round draft pick.
Oh, sugar honey ice.
That just shows how like
worthless.
Well, that happened, and then I say an hour. I give it an
later,
hour.
yeah.
About an hour later, Arthur Blank and the GM of Atlanta Falcons decided to sign Marcus Mariota.
Heisman Trophy winner Marcus Mariota.
Heisman Trophy winner Marcus Mariota.
Right.
Now,
I think he's gonna have a breakout year because he's been, they did him wrong in Tennessee.
He's been with the Raiders since, and he did a damn thing
there. And they took Ryan, can't throw a damn ball, Tannehill. And y'all might, you know what? Y'all might finish maybe third.
Listen, only two. We not gonna win the division because fucking Tom Brady's back. You said what?
Atlanta finishing third?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Atlanta's finished third.
Yeah, he said throwing to who? Facts. Who do we have?
I got Pitts. That's it.
Exactly, and he double covered. So now what?
I mean, y'all might draft some young bucks. Y'all might get some of these speedsters that's coming out this year.
I feel like we could.
You can make
that would be a good ass. That would be good ass picks.
Whatever happened to we're still building.
We are. Oh no, we're not going to the Super Bowl until about 2026.
Yeah, when you got money. When y'all got money.
When we get some more money. Yeah, when the cap space is all good. Yeah.
So what happened with what's going on with Kaepernick?
So Kaepernick, after running fast don't mean hands. No, there's some motherfuckers in there in the draft class with some hands now. Now they not. Well, we ain't gonna comment on that. Colin Kaepernick, after filming his first series of what's this shit called?
It's on Netflix. That's all I know.
It's on Netflix. It's Kaepernick's special. Yes. Go watch it.
Yes.
After filming that and calling the NFL modern day slave trade, he still want to play for the NFL.
Damn right. I need all the money.
Here's my problem with that. I said this last episode. I'm all about keeping that same energy. If you gonna say that shit up front, the Colts will be a team to watch. No, the fuck they not. No, Matt Ryan ain't gonna do shit with them just like he did shit with Atlanta. We had the best goddamn offense in the world and didn't do a motherfucking thing with it. Anyway, the thing I hate is that you say one thing and then do another. And now it seems like was it all for publicity? Was it all for, was it all a stunt, a ruse?
Was it all for clout?
Was it all for clout?
Yes, it was.
It wasn't all for clout.
He had a good reason, and I stand by that. But the fallout afterwards is what I'm saying. It's like
no, I went through a love-hate relationship when it came to Kaepernick. Like at first, I was like,
Brandon, we don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that. That's the sensitive topic. We don't need to talk about that. Did nobody mention that?
So with Kaepernick, I was at first thinking,
this shit up.
Disrespectful, using the national stage for the NFL, to spread his message. He could do it another way. Like, what the fuck? Like, gets paid millions of dollars and he can't stand for the national anthem. What kind of fuck shit is that? That's what my thought process was at first, and then I started learning about why he was protesting, and I was like, oh, that's genius. That's actually spreads awareness to his messaging and what better way to do it that way to start a conversation, and it definitely did. It worked. Started a conversation around the league. People started changing the policies. People started becoming aware, and real people started to show their colors, like their real hate and discontent for the NFL and for people not respecting others' freedom of speech,
including Trump.
Protests. Yeah, including Trump, and like
say that out loud.
telling them themselves, and
I just want to mention that. Put that out there.
That I said that out loud.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It was
Never
Steve
mind, keep
Harvey
going.
or no. It was what is one of the Kings of Comedy?
D.L. Hughley.
D.L. Hughley was saying something that was so smart, and he's like, "Thank God for the internet now, and for instant transmission of information like Twitter, because people get to say exactly what they mean. They're not
Ain't no filter.
they ain't hiding in the closet anymore, and I respect the person who says what's on their mind and just not say
Not giving a fuck.
and talk behind it and say shit behind your back, because there's a whole bunch of closet racists out there.
At least
Are there
Trump wasn't
anymore? 'Cause
closet.
they've been, they kind of came out the closet.
Go ahead, let it rip, brother.
That's what you want. That's what you want. Hard R. Hey, if you really haven't said.
Hey, it's a free
How did you
country.
serve this country? How did it make you feel in the beginning? What made me feel in the beginning? Oh, you talking about the feeling? I was 100% okay with it the whole time.
Yeah. So and then I started thinking. I was like, yo, I'm fighting for this country, and he's kneeling during national anthem. I was like, that's probably the most patriotic thing a person can do.
Yeah. And well, see, and the thing was
protesting during national anthem and raising attention and in silent protest. And again, it wasn't hurting anybody, but it stirred up a whole lot of people. And again, he wasn't being disrespectful. Like, okay, let's just say
came to a service member and was like, what's a better way to do? Because at first he was sitting down.
Yeah, he was sitting down, wasn't even standing up.
Even standing up. And see, here's the fucked up part. Again,
an Army service member told him the best way to do this is just
kneel.
Just to kneel. I was like,
it's okay. A sign of respect. You do it when in football field, you kneel when somebody's hurt. Yeah. In combat, when somebody's injured, you kneel. When anytime you're showing a sign of respect, even like when kings and queens were knighting people, you would kneel. So respect. It's all of it was about respect for the people who fight for this country, not the motherfuckers who make this country worse.
Right. And then people started to twist it. It was like he's disrespecting the troops. His message was not toward the troops.
At all. And the fucked up part was you had most sailors, soldiers, Marines, airmen, I don't call them
National Guard, all of them,
Guardians,
all branch of service,
Guardians of the Galaxy, them motherfuckers. No, but most service members were like, it has nothing. It's not respecting. Matter of fact, I'm fighting for his right to do that. That's why I'm here. Wow. So I may not agree with, the message, but the crazy part was the fucked up part about the kneeling and the outrage behind it was that you completely missed or dismissed why he was doing it. So you were more mad that this man was kneeling in a sign of respect during the national anthem than you were for police brutality.
Right.
And the killing of black men and women in the streets.
Yep, totally. That was not the message that was being taught, and that's what woke me up. And I was like, "Oh, okay, now I get it." And when I listened to one of his press conferences, I was like, "That has nothing to do with why he's kneeling. I don't get it." And then I was like, "Oh, he's doing this to incite conversation."
Yeah, and it was more so to say, and then even further than that,
and then
black people, you need to know your history, because if the entire national anthem is racist,
right?
Blatant racism. I'm not talking like some innuendo. I'm not gonna say it on the podcast.
Yeah,
but Google the full version of the national anthem. Just do that. And then tell me that, come back and comment.
Yeah. So with him protesting and standing up for what he was believing in against police brutality, and then being fired by the NFL, that definitely sparked a message.
A lot of shit.
So I was like, wow, they went that far to freaking.
NFL could have went. They could have went a totally different route with it. And they would have been so. NFL would have been so. They would have got so much praise if they would have just supported them.
It's and you've heard all the analysts and all the former athletes, retired Hall of Famers. They said it's about the shield. If you disrespect the shield, you're out.
Yeah.
What do you mean the shield?
NFL, the shield, the logo. That's what they preferred. They basically say, hey, this protest, it's a good. Most of the black form, like I said, all of retired. It was like, okay, when the light clicked on, ding 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 ding. Oh snap! He's not disrespect. He's using the shield to put this in the forefront. If the owners and Goodell and all these guys were smart,
they would have stood up for it. And then like we're absolutely behind him.
It had to take something happened in Minnesota for them to be like, oh shit, we fucked up.
Yep.
Right. So the NFL's their actual stance on it was trying to do damage control. It's like, hey, you can't use the NFL's time while you're on the field to protest and do this. We're not paying you to do this. We're paying you to do certain things. And he wasn't standing for that. He's like, nah, fuck y'all.
It's what you mean, your time? Like, well, fuck, man. Anyway.
So, the NFL, my eyes took an L for that. And that's why I stopped watching.
Well, anyway, we didn't come on here to do a history lesson. We came on here. We came to put out the information that Cap is looking to get back into the league. He has been for the last couple of years. He's had a couple tryouts and shit like that. Nothing has really shaked out fully. But he's looking. So
Cap comes back. I'm gonna be watching the full season.
And it's kind of a
and all Nike gear.
Do you? You know what though? You know what I wonder if he made the decision to come back to the league or try out for the league again after Roger Goodell realized his fuck up with like after George Floyd and all that.
So it wasn't that. So he sent tapes out, him practicing, and teams are thinking about reaching out to him. Seattle Seahawks were like, "Yo, we just released
Russell Wilson.
So it would be nice if we got Colin Kaepernick, and with what's going on in Seattle, that would be the perfect place.
Man,
that's
listen. I'm not gonna lie. I'm watching all of Seattle games.
Yeah,
all of them.
And again, like there are going to be some people that are going to be like, what, Seattle's turning into a freaking Democratic stronghold with what's going on with the looting and riots that's going on in Seattle, and it's turning so much drugs in the street, and having Colin Kaepernick there would probably make it worse. I'm just thinking ahead, like how the right-wing media would spin that, and that's exactly what they were thinking. They're like, hey, we don't want Colin Kaepernick to go to Seattle and make things worse. He's just a thug, trying.
Woo! Be careful with that word.
Wow!
Be careful with that word. Boy.
Listen, you gotta think like both sides, so you know what angle they're coming at you from.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Me no likey. Me
him as a thug, and people have said it. They're like, he's just a paid thug in just antagonizing people with his
highly educated paid thug.
But the thing is it doesn't matter what you do or what upbringing you come from. This right here. Ooh. And for those that are listening, I'm rubbing my skin, pointing at my skin. That's what really matters.
Yeah.
His melon tone.
Listen, we got to move on, man. We just spent more than enough time on that topic of sports.
Yes, we are.
We do have to talk about the one thing that
bread and butter.
we do have to talk about the one thing that I actually wanted to start this shit off with, which I'll veer off the football, whatever.
You know what? Hold on.
We veering again. Here we go.
So before we go on to that, what we should be doing, the main topic of the show, we should start at 30 minutes in.
Okay, then we got 9 minutes to talk about this.
No. But from now on, the main topic started at.
All right, I'm fine with it. Listen, here's what's going on in the world of NCAA Division I swimming. 2022 NCAA Division I Women's Championship was
Frank
won.
the Tank. That nigga look like Frank the Tank off Old School. Frank the Tank.
We are not on here. We are not going to talk bad about a transgender female that won first place after being 459th in the men's division. We are not going to talk about that. We're not going to badmouth her.
You know what? I respect his choice, his life.
Her.
I'm sorry.
Respect her.
Her life, her choice, whatever.
You need to wake up, my brother, and be in tune.
We are never gonna make it to iHeartRadio.
I'm gonna need you to do some studying and check your male privilege there, brother.
We not gonna make it. We ain't gonna make it.
I'm going to say this from a father's point of view who has a competing daughter in the world of track and field. My offspring, my daughter, runs track. How do you think that's going to make her feel knowing that?
It's like no matter what she does, she can't get away. We're not going to dig deep into this today. We're not digging deep into this. This is for next episode.
Okay.
For next episode. But we got to set the stage that we are definitely damn sure going to talk about this Division I women's college swimming woman.
Moving on.
It's a lot. Okay. We got to get to the meat and potatoes of this episode. We told y'all last episode that we were going to talk about the educational system and brokerage accounts. And damn it, that's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to get to both because I've been missing the brokerage accounts this whole fucking time. And I can't keep missing it because I just can't keep missing it. So first things first, what we are going to talk about first is brokerage accounts and what a brokerage account is. Okay, so let me back up. We talk about stocks on this podcast, right? Now, what most people, higher up people that make a whole hell of a lot more money than we do, use what's called a stock broker to buy their stocks, right? Something that's where people on Wall Street, that you see in the movies with all the numbers and shit on the screen, and it's a whole big ass room, people and phones ringing and people yelling and screaming and all that other shit. It's very exciting. This is Wolf of Wall Street shit. Those were stockbrokers. Okay. Now, a brokerage account is an investment account that allows you to buy and sell a variety of investments, such as stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. Right? It is an account that basically it's a much, much, much better savings account, because a standard savings account APR is 1.5% annually, whereas a brokerage account can grow drastically in a matter of months, right? So, for example, when
okay, but don't just get past what are the downfalls of that. So come back.
You lose your money too.
Okay, all right, there you go. Right.
Yeah, so you can. I'm gonna get into that. I'm setting it all up. I gotta set it all up. All right. So with say, for example, you get a brokerage account and you want to invest in stocks, right? When let's take 2020. What's up?
S&P 500, for example.
Yeah, S&P 500. When it goes up, your money goes up. When it goes down, your money goes down. if you have a stock that booms, like say AMC, right? When they tried to short AMC and it shot through the roof, if you were invested in that with your brokerage account, you made a whole shit ton of money, right? And it's the same thing as trying to invest on TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, or Robinhood or whatever. It's the same thing. It's just on a larger scale, right? And you have people who actually can assist you and tell you, hey, these are like every month you get a report that says these are the stocks that did the best, these are the stocks that did the worst, these are the bonds that did the best, these are the bonds that did the worst, these are all it goes through the whole. There's a large report. It's about 5 pages, right? And it shows you what you should be invested in and what you shouldn't be invested in. Or they don't tell you what you should and shouldn't. They just tell you what the market did, right? The main stocks that you want to be invested in. And so it's an incredibly good account, especially if you're trying to become a millionaire, or even 100,000-aire.
Mm-hmm.
It's very simple to get to that with a brokerage account. So the same money that you would normally be putting into a savings account, I would advise you to look into brokerage accounts. If you don't want to, say, look at the stock market every day and be day trading all the time and doing all that other shit, a brokerage account still gets you in the door and is able to grow you exponentially over amount of time.
Question. So what if I just want to cut the middleman out? I don't want to invest with the brokerage firm and I want to do it myself. Can I do that? What's the difference?
You absolutely can. You absolutely 1,000% can.
So what's the difference between me doing it by myself versus getting a brokerage account and working through it?
Experience. That's really it. Experience. So
you have experience, people playing with your money.
Yeah.
And doing the things that you want them to do to grow your brokerage account. Mm-hmm. So what are the downfalls of having a brokerage account?
So it's kind of, well, okay. So downfalls are just like any other stock or bond or ETF. If it goes down, you're going to lose money, right? The reason that savings accounts are so safe is because it's going to grow 1.5%, period. Annually. There's no losing money.
Not monthly. This is
not. No. That's annual, and it's not okay. 1.5% annually, right? So from January 1st to December 31st, your shit grew a whopping 1.5%. So whatever you had in there, you got 1.5% more than what you had before.
Which is pennies on the dollar, folks.
And the crazy thing is what people, okay. And this is what I need y'all to know about about savings accounts and how banks work. When we
went over that in the previous episode.
I know, but I'm gonna just reiterate, right?
All
what people do, because a brokerage account, you don't necessarily have to pay anyone to invest your money with a brokerage account, right?
Right.
So how the fuck do these brokers get paid? Your savings account. So when you save money, right, the brokers work for the bank. When you save money and they take your money, let's say you have $10,000 in there, right? It's electronic. So they can give it to you whenever. The actual liquid cash of $10,000 they have, which means they can do whatever the fuck they want to with it. Right. So what they do is they invest your money in the same accounts that your brokerage is investing in, right? When their money goes up and your money goes up, they get paid a portion of that $10,000 in your savings, and you get your portion in the brokerage account.
Right.
So they make their money off of your savings, not off your brokerage. 80% of America has a savings account. If you don't.
So if I had, let's say, $1 million just sitting in my savings account, would it be better to just put it in brokerage accounts?
Absolutely. Oh my, because in the savings account, it's not working for you. It's working for them. They want you to save your money. They want you to park your money at the bank. That's what they want you to do. They don't want you to play with it at all because they're going to play with it. So the reason that you can get 1.5% APR is because they've made 10.5% off of your money.
100%.
200%. They've made well over what you saved with your money. And then they just give you a whopping 1.5%.
Let's just say this. Okay. For those out there, if you take your $10,000 that you're supposed to have stashed away, just a rough number, $10,000. You put it into that bank, you're gonna gain 1.5% at a pretty good bank annually.
105.
If you had it in a brokerage account, you could gain that 1%
in a day,
in a month,
not even
in a day. And let's just say you invested into the S&P 500. The last 3 months, it has lost percent, but in a year, it's gained 13.75%.
And that's what your account sees.
Your account sees. So you would have gained 13% of your total investment, and without anything.
And here's why investing in a brokerage account is so smart. The stock market is going to continue to go up.
That was going to be my next point. The S&P 500 is probably the safest bet to put your money into because on annually it at least increases 3 to 5%,
which is 3 times to 5 times better than the savings account.
Exactly. That's the rate that it does. In the last 5 years, it's gone up 87%. So
Jesus Christ.
Just put, yeah. If you put your $10,000 in and you put in
$8,700 back.
No, and you put $10,000 every single year for the last 5 years.
And it compounds
87% over the past 5 years you would have gained.
So okay, put it to you this way.
$200.
It's not just your 10,000, right? So when you get that over 5 years, right? That's $50,000 over 5 years.
Right.
87% of that is 40.
Is that 50,000?
Yeah, or 42, 3, 43.
43. Yep, 43.
Damn, I'm good. 43,000.
3.5
extra dollars to your 50. So you still got your 50.
And again, like you're putting this money in 5 years, you would have damn near
$100,000. You got $93,000 right there
in 5 years.
In 5 years.
So could you save $10,000 a month or a year?
Absolutely. You damn sure could. That's what, 333? No, that's not
$833 a month.
$833 a month.
Yeah. Let me see, make sure.
So put it to you this way. You save that same $10,000 over 5 years. Excuse me. You save that same $10,000 over 5 years and put it in a savings account. You have $50,000 over 5 years and you grew 1.5% annually. That's about $5,000. $7,000, excuse me.
In 5 years.
In 5 years.
Yeah.
So you got 57,000 versus 93,000. That's the difference between savings and brokerage accounts. Okay.
This is how people stay rich.
Yeah.
And this is a nest egg that they're sitting on. This isn't the whole game that they're making money. This is their nest egg.
And this is one piece, and we're going to talk about the next piece on Friday. But this is one piece of the $100,000 puzzle.
Yo, they ain't listening, man. They don't want to.
They don't care. They don't care. Y'all don't hit me.
Listen here, but like I said last week, that famous word us brown folks always saying.
That's some white people shit. Maybe the white people ain't doing it so wrong when it comes to this money.
Bro, okay. So the example that I made just a minute ago, I said I'm gonna sport Nike this next season if they give back Kaepernick. People will spend money on shit that you do not need and back stuff up. Why not invest into it?
I told y'all this before. I said I'm not buying anything that I don't have stock in.
Yes. There you go. Don't buy shit unless you have a stake at it. Because once that stock starts losing you money, yeah, you're going to be super invested into it. You're going to be super interested about that product.
I went to Tesla and told him I told him I'm a 1.2% owner. I need y'all to use some respect around this motherfucker. Okay, I own 1.2% of this company. You understand me? Go ahead.
to double down on what PhD said, if Cap gets signed, I'm all in for Nike. But do y'all realize think about it, when he was protesting, you know how much Nike stock went up when they were buying just to burn his jersey?
Yeah, that was crazy. So people were going out just burning their own shit, like people that were not agreeing with Kaepernick's stance.
Die hard 49. Oh man, I can't. I'm like, but you was easy. All on his. You know what his Johnson and Johnson when you went to the Super Bowl and was doing Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. You were we got the 2.0 version of Steve Young. It's Kaepernick, baby. It's Kaepernick. Listen.
Eazy-E said it best. I don't give a fuck what they do with them jerseys. They bought them motherfuckers.
Yes.
Exactly. And you still buying it.
And people still buy it. So you can count on our people to go out in droves and support sports teams and all that stuff. Why not? Why don't we have, bro?
Why don't we have controlling interest over it?
Exactly.
I wish the NFL came out with a stock because I'm buying that shit.
Well, hold on, Rob. You do know the Green Bay Packers.
They got an NFT.
Yeah.
They're actually a stock hold NFL
team. NFL. The Green Bay. So the city.
Wait, what? I can buy stock in
privately traded.
Oh, so I got to be on the list to get that shit, huh?
Yeah.
I don't want that shit then.
Just like Publix is. Like when Publix goes private or Publix goes public, I'm throwing all I got into Publix, dog, because that shit is gonna be nationwide. Kroger's going out of business. Freaking
well, listen.
Don't you say that. Don't you speak down on my Kroger.
Shit, you ain't been to a Publix.
Listen, we gotta move on. We gotta talk about the education system, and this is going to be the longest topic. We got 20 minutes left on this podcast, so this is probably going to take up the whole 20 minutes. All right. Listen, education system. So having kids, right? You start to evaluate things a little bit more analytically because you would like to provide a better life for your children, right?
Thanks.
And after further review, it is come to my attention that, well, it's always kind of been on my mind, right? I said this before, where the school system is like a prison system, right? They're training kids for prison, not for life, right?
Elaborate.
So I said, for example, you sit at a desk, behind the desk, quiet, listening to instruction for to start the day, say for 3 hours. Then you have a designated time for lunch, right? Then you go back behind that desk for another 2 hours. Then maybe you have recess, right?
Yeah. Right.
Then you sit back behind the desk for however much longer, and then you go home, right? The prison system is the exact same way. The only difference is home is a jail cell. So they have designated times to do certain shit, right? There's designated times.
The military is the same way.
It is. It is. No bullshit. It is. right?
Boot camp is exactly that.
It is prison. It is prison, which is why when you go on fucking deployment, you feel like you've been in jail. You're in a metal box, floating in the middle of fucking nowhere for months on end. Okay, it can't do shit, and ain't no yard time neither. Ain't no fun time.
Yard time is walking down the hallway. Hey, what's up, bro? What's up?
That's yard time. That's yard time. Then not to mention the school systems that do most school systems now have uniforms, right? Hair standards, clothing standards, nail length standards, paint color, nail color standards, like all that is standardized, right? It's standardized.
So how does all of this prepare you for the outside world? Because that's what school is supposed to be about.
Sound like my corporate job doesn't have time to work.
The school system is not preparing you for the outside world unless you're part of that 5% where it just comes natural and you need something harder to
so okay.
You're almost just like
my thought process of school or the public school system is to produce workers, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's to produce workers. Now, the college that I went to, the very first course that you take is an intro to college. It tells you what the purpose of college is for. And I'm like, wow, everybody should go to college. Better yet, why don't we teach what higher education is for in high school?
That would be too right, my friend. And
that would be way too right.
There's several
like, okay, hey, that's what they do. European.
And this is what they do around the world, except the US. Everywhere in the world, you're taught at a college level in high school. And it's just an intro. This isn't university status like 4-year college. You're giving college level classes in high school.
Well,
it's almost like AP classes though.
Here's the thing. Here's what's going on now. Because, again, I'm in this area.
That's your expertise.
You know what I'm saying? So when you get to technically, so how it is in Dallas now, in Texas now, I can say this for Texas. Once you get to the 8th grade, that second semester coming back from Christmas break, you start getting ready to make the transition to high school.
Yeah.
If you qualify, you can apply. Now that we have collegiate programs in place, 5 years later, finally, where everybody else has been doing it, we're finally somewhat catching up. You apply, Dallas is now open wide. So if you live in Dallas, you can go to any high school as long as you can get there. But you can apply for. That's just indeed.
They don't have any zoning.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish.
Listen, we have zoning, but you have to be inside of DISD, Dallas Independent School District.
That's fine. I'll be in this motherfucking district, but I can live anywhere. Oh, we out here.
So check this out. So amongst all of the high schools in Dallas Independent School District, each high school has a collegiate program. Each school is going to be a different collegiate program. So let's say my two, Beavis and Butthead, his niece and nephew, they apply. Okay, hey, our alma mater, H-Crest, they specialize in nursing, computer technology. They have a contract with UPS and FedEx, so shipping and receiving, at bulk, you know what I'm saying? Getting working jobs, hard labor jobs, trades. So it's basically now what you're starting to see within certain states and certain school districts, we're getting rid of Job Corps. Everybody remembers Job Corps. Mm-hmm. We're getting rid of that, and we're putting it in the school system to go ahead and say, hey, look, by the time you graduate, by your senior year, you're not even going to be on campus. You're going to be at the local community college, literally taking your freshman courses. So when you graduate in May, you already have an associate degree coming straight out of high school. But here's the kicker. You got to maintain your grade point average. You drop below that C plus, you're out.
That's easy.
That makes
So
sense. Yeah, that's not.
that makes sense. But what I think the public education system should do is if we're if the political backing of the world is talking about, well, not the world, but the US is talking about changing, what is considered an adult because they're charging 16-year-olds as adults and all shit. And that's another topic for another day.
13 is the
But-
oldest.
Yeah,
Young
yeah.
child is an adult.
Hold on. Before you continue,
Oh,
I just heard of a freaking lady getting fired as an elementary school teacher because a child in the class identifies as a cat.
cat, yeah, as a cat.
And
Right.
the
No,
cat identifying child said meow, and she was like, "Hey man, knock it off! Like
Knock it off.
whoever that is, knock it off." She's, you can't say that he identifies as a cat. Well, take his ass to the pound. He don't belong in school. Why is he here? Like, that's just me.
you have not proved this child that has rabies shot.
He need tetanus.
There's
Rabies.
other kids in the classroom that are
Allergic to
cats,
cats.
so he cannot be in the classroom. Your cat can't be in the classroom. You need to cut all his hair off his head.
I'm
Because of
allergic.
cat.
Okay, I can't have no. I'm allergic to cats.
All
Can't
right.
do it.
Anyway, back on topic. Shit, man, what I was gonna say? Oh,
I'm sorry, I threw y'all. My bad.
the education system definitely needs a reworking. So, like,
overhaul.
yeah, like the other systems across the states or across the world. When you're at junior high school, 8th grade, maybe 9th grade. 9th grade is where you have learned all of the skills that you need to learn to either go to college or go to higher education or go to vocational school.
Mhm.
That's the break off. It's like, hey, you're going to go to vocational school, learn a trade, or you're going to continue on to high school, but you got to pay. And then from high school, you go on to college, because at that high school level, you're already receiving associate level education.
Yeah.
But
So
you're paying for it. You're definitely paying for it.
So here's a kicker. So think about it. I'm with that. I actually kind of agree with you one time, PhD. I actually like where you're going for that. That's the first. Mark, dot it, put it on the calendar, timestamp that. I agree.
31st, 2022.
You know what I'm saying?
Marked.
But so think about it. For those people who say, hey, public school, at the high school level, because you're getting college type education. So where does that put your private schools? Because think about it, private schools are their rules
Far beyond.
Hold on, Rob. Hold on. Private schools do not operate on the same rules as public schools.
And they can teach
Private
whatever the
schools
hell they
do not
want.
Focus on testing. Private schools focus on getting you in your career and putting you straight to work in your career. It's not about this is the state requirement. Okay, we know that, but guess what? By the time we're done with you at this private school, you'll leave here with a bachelor's.
So let's talk about the bigger issue, though. The bigger issue with schools and the issue that we have around the states is zoning and the amount of students in public schools. You can't teach everybody like you do in public schools, or private schools. So private schools, they can tell the education to very few amount of students. In public schools, they're packed from wall to wall.
Kindergarten to all the way you walk out the door. But see, okay, you're right. But
How do you solve that issue? So you're going, you're leading the lambs to the slaughter.
It sounds to me like we need bigger schools.
Yes and no.
Because okay, you put it to this way.
How are you talking about language?
Listen. Okay, so hold on. Here's the thing, right?
Let me grab my guns.
So listen. So we talk about all the time the teacher to student ratio, right? And there's some schools here in Georgia that are 32-1, which is insane.
That's the average, national average.
Yeah, I know, but to me, it's insane because I went to private school where it was 15-1, and we thought that was goddamn, there's a lot of people in here. You know what I'm saying? So it just that saying that one teacher has to teach 32 children in elementary and middle school, because I know in high school you go to different classes or whatever, but elementary and middle school, one teacher is teaching 32 kids everything that they need to know, right? And making sure that they get all of the information that they need to go on to the next grade, right?
Yeah.
Well, even though the information is flawed as well, but that's another topic.
The information is just to get you ready to take a test.
Exactly. That is a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. We could spend a whole podcast talking about that.
Yeah.
But if we're just talking about numbers, right? If the national average is 1 to 32, wouldn't it make sense to just say, well, shit, let's hire 5 more teachers for each grade and make 5 more classrooms for each grade? That would make sense to me, because then now you're going from 1 in 32 per class to now 1 in 10, 1 in 12, maybe per class.
So what is the solution to that, Chef?
Go ahead, Chef. What you got?
Or why? What's your question?
You're living in a fantasy world.
Why is that?
Not gonna happen.
Why not?
Comes back down to something we
Why?
talked about a long time ago. Redlining.
But see, here's the thing though.
Understand this.
Redlining is okay.
Listen, Rob. Hold on.
Okay.
Listen. When it comes, we all know it. You talk about, hey, we need bigger schools. Then guess what? So your Highland Parks, PhD, know what I'm talking about. Your Coppells, your Big Allen, your big primary powerhouse schools. You got to open up your zoning.
No, you don't.
No. Listen. If you're saying, okay, we need bigger schools, then you need to redlining needs to go away all in general.
It does. Here's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is expand what you already have. Take the school that you already have and make it bigger.
Right.
That's too right, and that costs tax dollars at the end of the day. Everybody's not going to vote for that.
That's the problem. That right there is the problem.
Right. Redlining, tax dollars and redlining.
It has nothing to do with redlining.
Yes, it does.
It's the government's non-willingness to spend more money on education.
Yes,
that's the fucking
there
problem.
It is. There it is.
All right, so check this out. So y'all got me into the politics mode, guys.
Bro, exactly. And see,
listen here.
That is exactly the point. Everything is politics.
Yep.
I'm gonna call out First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden.
Woo!
Call her.
Yeah. So yeah.
The educator. She is known.
Check it
the
out.
Educator.
So, we're going right back to the talking point of this whole year. How much money do we send to Ukraine?
13.
We can take care of somebody. Listen. We can take care of everybody else, but we can't take care of our own.
Bro, again, if you want, put me on as your campaign manager. I'll fucking get this shit done. I'm telling you, I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat. Shit makes sense to me.
Here's the thing.
The money you're sending there, and people are asking for it. Like, what the fuck are people doing on Capitol Hill and in Congress? Like, y'all forgot about the education.
But here's check this out, PhD. Those everybody on Capitol Hill, they can send their kids to private school.
Here's the thing.
They don't care about the public school system. That's not my problem. My kids go to a private school. That's
90% of the country. That's 90% of your younger people. That's 90% of this entire country that is going to be the next generation. And if you don't do anything, they're going to end up worse than where we are right now.
And we're in this situation
because of the public school system right the fuck now. If we had a better public school system 20 years ago, we would not be where we are right now. I guarantee.
No, you got to go further than that, Rob. You got to go further than 20 years.
I'm gonna just go 20 years ago. I'm gonna say one generation. One generation. You know why? Because the generation that is up on Capitol Hill right now would not be there. They wouldn't be. It would be a totally different. It would be a totally different mentality. It would be a totally different structure. Everything would be different. Everything will be different.
Check this out.
All those old folks that are on Capitol Hill wouldn't even have to worry about anything because they got their generation that they taught.
Yeah,
they would be taking over and running the country.
Check this out. I'm gonna let another one. All these cats that's on Capitol Hill are Jim Crow.
True. which is why they need to be phased out. See, here's the thing about education. If you teach in schools that we need to vote to get these bad people out of legislation, people will be gone. We would not have if everyone in every school district knew when you go to vote, you're not only voting for president, you're voting for Congress, you're voting for everything. You're voting for judge seats, you're voting for every single thing, and
Especially in your district.
every single vote matters.
Especially in your district. And this is why voter registration is important.
Mm-hmm.
When you vote to register, you're registering where you live and what district. You can't just go, okay, you know what? I'm going to go to this town and vote because I'm just close here.
You don't reside,
you're
not a resident.
Reside there, and there's going to be people on the ballot that you don't even recognize, and you're just voting for. Like, come on now. That's why the voter ID laws that are going on right now are so important. Like, y'all need to pay attention to this. So you need an ID.
Damn, did you freeze again?
Voter registration is not fucking hard to do. You can do it by mail. You can do it online. Everybody has a cell phone in their pocket.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost you. Yeah. It doesn't cost you anything to get a voter registration. You can use that as ID. You don't even have to have a photo ID. If you're a convicted felon and your ID card, you can't get one, or you're so poor and black that you can't go down to.
Why you gotta add the black in there?
No, but this is what Republicans are
doing.
Democrats are saying. They're like, the rural areas where we got poor black and Hispanic people, they don't have IDs. Like, they're not smart enough to get IDs. That's basically what they're saying.
That's basically what they're saying.
That's basically what they're saying. And I'm like, okay, the laws that were just written in Georgia, you could use your voter registration. It doesn't have a picture ID on it. It's just your voter registration, and you can go in to vote.
Mm-hmm.
Your voter registration is free.
Mm-hmm.
So what's wrong with the law? How is that Jim Crow 2.0?
So what we have to do, we got to come back. We got to come back to the education. Yeah, to come back to the education, right?
Well, check this out.
So we go left quick.
Check this out. Like I said, so for them campuses that's on Capitol Hill and out there, their kids are in private school. They can give a rat's ass about the public school system.
Their kids are not the ones running for governor and president.
So check this out. So here's where, as PhD would say, let's shake up the motherfucking pot. You know what I'm saying? Let's shake it up. Private school. Hey, I'm of this. Like, I'm living on the edge. Let's just make private school kids go to a public school 1 year.
I did, and I ain't gonna lie. I was so far fucking ahead. It was like, you don't need to be here for real.
Yeah,
like you're already pretty much done.
Well, public schools are a joke to private school kids.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yes, they are. Yes and no. So as far as educational wise, but here's the thing that a lot of private school kids don't get, that public school kids already have the hand up. They're socially inclined.
But what does being socially inclined give you a leg up on in society?
So most of these public school kids live in the real world. Where your private school kids, guess what? My mom drives, a 745 BMW. We live in a $6.4 million home. I don't have to worry about free lunch and all that stuff. My mom and dad, they're rich. We can do this. Okay, well, get what? That public school kid,
you already have a leg up. So what do you got to worry about once you graduate school?
I'm gonna be honest.
You're gonna work.
I went to a private school on grants. My dad figured out a way to get me grants that paid for all of my schooling, right, from 7th to 11th grade.
I commend him for that.
And we were not by any means rich, by no means rich.
But think about it. Your dad took the extra steps to go find.
Right. And so, and that's
again, us as black and brown folks, I'm gonna say it all goddamn year. That's that white people shit.
Well, and the other
thing, we don't take the time to do the research and be like, you know what? Think about it, that lady up there in Cleveland who literally used a different address to get her kid in a different school, did jail time. jail time to get her daughter, her kid, a better education in a better school district.
Hey,
And they say,
motherfuckers
"Oh,
do
you
that
can't
shit
do that."
all the time. All the time. That is nothing new. That's why when we heard it, we were like, you can go to jail for this
Go
shit?
to Georgia?
Oh, shit.
You're messing with our tax dollars and our zoning and our kid. Man, listen here, bro. At the end of the day, my kid is trying to get an education. I'm trying to make sure she's ahead of the curve. And you want to penalize me for trying to make sure my kid's future
I'll
is
take the
on the same level
penalty.
as your kid?
I'll take the penalty.
You goddamn right. Bitch, I put a bullet in you.
Listen.
The system is fucking, it's broken. It is broken from top to bottom.
If we really cared about our kids and it was really all about the children, Joe Biden,
I just snuck that in there.
yeah, if it was all about the children, that fuck getting stuff for the black people. Fuck getting
Fuck all.
fuck all of that. Take care of the kids.
First order of business. If the next presidential election, I don't give a fuck, Republic, Democrat, Independent,
Green Party, Ralph Nader, you know what I'm saying?
Tea Party, nigga, I don't give a fuck. If you come on this motherfucker and say the first and only thing that I'm worried about first is redoing our educational infrastructure, you got my vote. I don't give a fuck who you are. Trump, if you say the shit, I'm cool. I'll be good. I won't even be mad no more. I'll be like, because I'm that. For me, the education system is the single most, and my aunt said it on the comments earlier, teachers should be one of the most highest paid occupations in the country because it is so
important,
vital to the next generation. We can't keep teaching kids into a wall.
Yo, and on top of that, stop it with the fucking gender fucking shit.
The gender identity shit.
Yo, you went to freaking college to be a teacher and got your major in political science, and now you're poisoning the minds of children, making them think that they're a fucking cat.
Your personal opinion has no bearing on my child's education.
None.
Zero
Whatsoever.
Zero. So, with that being said, if you are a teacher and you doing that, I personally believe you should be fired on the spot.
What up, Mo? What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, man? I think that should be grounds for firing immediately.
Suspension, evaluation.
No. Fire. Period. No pension. No on the spot. No on the spot too. Matter of fact, I don't even want you to leave the classroom yet. I want you to see. I want your kids in your classroom to see you get fired. That's what I want. Okay, look.
Hey, there's some awesome teachers out there. There are some very good educators out there.
You need money to stop the push of gender shit. No, you don't. You know what? And we're gonna talk about that next episode.
Actually, no. What we're gonna talk about in the next episode.
Women Crush Wednesday.
Women Crush. I know. I was gonna. That's gonna be a part of Women Crush Wednesday.
It's gonna be a part of it, but we need to. Oh man, I fucking lost it, dog.
You need money to push gender shit. Gender shit. I'm gonna just say gender shit on my notes. All right, listen. That's it for this episode. Please, ladies and gentlemen, make sure on Wednesday.
Here it is. I just found it.
Go ahead. I know how
Student
important
loan
this is. What?
Student loan debt.
I can talk about that a while.
And we're gonna have the ladies talk about that.
You have to buy the people making the laws.
Most money coming in here,
yeah.
You know what, Mo?
You know what?
Okay.
I'm totally down for that. Like if we pull our resources together, we don't have to worry about. And you know what? What we talked about a couple episodes before, Rob. We don't have to worry about influencers. We pull our resources. We buy some senators.
I told you that. Nigga, did I say that? Those are my. I said that.
You
Hey,
said that.
that sounds too close to like Godfather type material. They're the Italians, and
Listen. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
If we're
listen.
correct. That's the only thing that they respect is money and power.
Thank you. I'm sorry. This is my Aunt Star. She said, "Good show, fellas. Good night. Good night."
Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this episode. Please make sure you tune in next episode on Wednesday. We're having Woman Crush Wednesday. It's an all ladies episode. Of course, we're gonna be there in the background, facilitating and everything like that. But it's gonna be all the ladies on the podcast. Okay, make sure you tune in. It's gonna get hot. It's gonna get crazy. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the Perfectly Balanced Podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all those live platforms out there, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Keep doing what y'all are doing, man. You guys are incredible. Keep blowing up our likes and follows and comments with all your opinions. Make sure you follow us on all social media at Perfectly Balanced Podcast. We are just a panel of brown people having good conversations over here. I'm your host, Big Rob. Who else we got in the building?
it's your boy, Young Stimmy, Old Stimmy, Chef.
And it's me, KG, aka Dr. Graves, no PhD. I told you it was gonna get hot today. I told you it was gonna get controversial today. We did it.
We need more than an hour, bro. Like we need
Hey,
we
we're
really
gonna
need
get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Trust me.
You're right.
Got a plan for that. But you know who it is. You know who we are. We drop bars.
Factual information, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern. If you're listening to this on the podcast platforms, we appreciate you guys. I'm not going to say them all because you know them all. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, make sure you join us on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're doing Woman Crush Wednesday, all lady episode. Make sure you tune in. We will see y'all next time.